Matt Gaetz did a, so-called force the vote move, and he's about to lose basically his ability to get hired anywhere except for his dad because of it. This is the type of vengeance they take out. On some level, we saw this type of vengeance that Nancy Pelosi exercised on AOC just yesterday. Pelosi was still angry about AOC protesting in her office, and from her, convalescence bed in wherever it is, Monaco, resting from a hip surgery, was whipping the vote against AOC in favor of a guy with esophageal cancer at age 74. Politicians are very vindictive. That's the way they get to where they are more often than not. Matt Gaetz is about to find that out the hard way. Nevertheless, the continuing resolution, the dynamic here is that if the Republicans could all agree on what they wanted, they'd be able to bring it up to they would go through committee. And once it goes through committee, this is all just obscure parliamentary procedure. Once it goes through committee, it's passed on committee, then it could go up for a 50-50 vote, essentially, or, just a majority vote in the House. That's the way the House works. But if you cannot pass it through the committee, you need to go around in a different process, which then requires, is it a 2/3, I think, or 3/4 of vote for passage? In other words, more than the Republican Party, you need Democratic buy-in. And the Democrats agreed, or Jeffries put on the table, we will vote for this continuing resolution if we get another $100 billion worth of disaster aid, if you agree to use federal funds to rebuild the bridge in Baltimore that fell, and a couple of other things. One of the things they didn't do was fix the IRS funding. You will recall Joe Biden and Chuck Schumer made a garbage deal about, I guess it was a year ago, where they allowed the Republicans to claw back $20 billion from over $40 billion that were specifically for auditing wealthy people in terms of taxes, essentially. And the $20 billion would have been spread out over a long period of time. Not, a big deal, but not that big of a deal in the short run. That was in the budget last year. When you do a continuing resolution, all you're saying is, we're just going to do that again. And if you don't take out that provision that cuts $20 billion from the IRS, then it's in there again, and it's in there again. But nevertheless, there are Republicans who are pissed about this whole continuing resolution thing, because they want to cut whatever possible. And Mike Johnson's in between a rock and a hard place. Doesn't want to be responsible for a government shutdown. And here he is going to Fox and Friends with his tail between his legs. And of course, who does he respond to? Well, we know who the president-elect is. And maybe you'll be surprised to find out who his name is.
We don't have a choice. We have to fund those. We have to fund FEMA. We have to fund our farmers.
Right. And Mr. Speaker, it's not just, so you've got a bunch of Republicans who are angry at you. They don't like this. And just in a couple of weeks, you're going to stand once again to run for Speaker of the House. And you don't need a bunch of Democrats mad at you. But and this is breaking news you do not know. You know who also does not like this? Elon Musk, the world's richest man, just tweeted, this bill should not pass. The only way you're going to be able to pass it now, Mr. Speaker, is with Democrats. If you could, what's your message to Elon Musk?
Well, I was communicating with Elon last night. Elon and Vivek and I are on a text chain together. And I was explaining to them the background of this. And Vivek and I talked last night about...
Pause it for 1 second. Do we know when that Elon tweeted that out?
Ducey was saying that was like breaking, that while they were...
Oh, interesting. So Mike is saying that he talked to them last night. Now, listen, I know a lot of you may have like an issue, like why is...
what elections did those guys win?
Yeah, they were voted richest men in America. Okay. But apparently Elon's pissed, even the next day. I mean, this is all... I don't even know if it's palace intrigue, but it's fascinating just how who's in the palace.
The buzz wore off.
The Elon and Vivek are really adamant about not letting non-elected government bureaucrats make decisions about our government.
It was a tweet at 4:15 a.m. this
Ooh,
morning.
gosh. And now maybe at 4:20 a.m. Mike Johnson was on his Twitter, his like a DM chain with them, but I find that hard to believe.
If you could, what's your message to Elon Musk?
Well, I was communicating with Elon last night. Elon and Vivek and I are on a text chain together, and I was explaining to them the background of this. And Vivek and I talked last night about almost midnight, and he said, look, I get it. He said, we understand you're in an impossible position. Everybody knows that. Remember, guys, we still have just a razor-thin margin of Republicans, so any bill has to have Democrat votes. They understand the situation. They said, it's not directed to you, Mr. Speaker, but we don't like the spending. I said, guess what, fellas? I don't either. We got to get this done because here's the key. By doing this, we are clearing the decks, and we are setting up for Trump to come in roaring back with the America First agenda. That's what we're going to run with gusto beginning January 3rd when we start the new Congress, when Republicans, again, are in control. And all of our fiscal conservative friends, I'm one of them, will be able to finally do the things that we've been wanting to do for the last couple of years. Right now, Democrats still control the pens, and that's the problem. So we got to get this thing.
Who's in the majority in the House right now? Is it Democrats? Oh, that's weird.
Right now, Democrats still control pens, and that's the problem. So we got to get this thing done.
Still control fences? What did he say? Just go back a little bit, because I'm really curious at what he's trying to say. The Democrats control.
We'll be able to finally do the things that we've been wanting to do for the last couple of years. Right now, Democrats still control pens, and that's the problem. So we got to get this thing done.
One more time, Bradley.
Democrats control Pence?
Don't have to shut
Temps?
to finally do the things that we've been wanting to do for the last couple of years. Right now, Democrats still control the pens, and that's the problem. So we got to get this thing done so we don't have the shutdown, so we get the short-term funding measure, and we get to March where we can put our fingerprints on the spending. That's when the big changes start, and we can't wait to get there.
Right. Right. Yeah. Wait. Could you go back over again? Democrats control pens?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm doing the closed captioning here, and I have a point of clarification.
Democrats control pens.
Democrats control pens.
You know what? You know what it sounds like to me? Democrats should have also, if they control pens, they should have gotten that funding back for the IRS. Democrats really.
Democrats control pens. Oh, they got the pens. I think they have control of the pens.
Oh, the pens.
Democrats control the pens.
They don't control the pens.
Apparently, Pelosi.
They don't control the pens.
We got them cornered.
Democrats control my phone. I take it from my son. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.